It also will be the first phone to ship with Harmony Intelligence, which is Huawei's AI assistant.
Powered by Deepseek.
Mm-hmm. Or they're calling it their own in-house AI model powered by Deepseek or something like that.
That is an oxymoron.
Do you guys think that in China, Deepseek is like a hyped brand? Because that is so much global
so hard
appeal.
for us to know.
Enhanced by Deepseek. In-house model enhanced. In-house Pangu model?
Yeah, it's Deepseek.
It's like, if you are going to say in-house model enhanced by Deepseek, you are, by nature of emphasizing one of those, basically discarding the other one. Huawei Pura X gets unveiled / shown off. It's, okay, so you know how we have like hamburger phones and hot dog phones, right?
Yeah.
So we have like folds that go out like that.
Yeah.
And then flips like that. What if you take a phone that's shaped on the outside like a flip, but folds out like a fold?
This is really hard to describe, right?
Yeah.
Like a hot burger or a ham dog kind of thing.
Exactly.
This is like cat dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the cat dog phone. This phone is so simple and so hard to explain for audio listeners at the same time, because what it is essentially is a Samsung Flip or a Moto Razr. But when you're looking at it closed, rotate it 90 degrees so the hinge is now on your left like a book.
Yeah.
But then when you open it, you have to then rotate it another 90 degrees to kind of use it as a standard portrait version.
If you want to use it as a portrait tablet,
Yeah, it felt like Huawei was at their meeting and said, you know, we've seen all these foldables, flips fold, like hot dog versus hamburger. How do we innovate? And they just did the like Porque no los dos meme and like cheering at everyone. And they're like, we did it. Here's both in one.
This feels like something LG would do. Like they're picking up where LG left off of like, hey, no one's done that swivelly thing yet, have they? Okay, yeah, now we are. Yeah. So here's the Huawei flip fold.
Well, the interesting thing about Huawei is that they have never really made a fold that looks like other folds, because they were the ones that put the screen on the outside first when the Galaxy Fold was doing it, folding internally.
And then everybody else started doing that.
And then they made nobody did the outside screen. Like the...
sorry.
No,
you're right.
Outside,
I'm thinking of their flipping phone. They had a flip phone that looks exactly like the Samsung flip phone.
Yeah, they had that.
And they do have a regular folding phone, but
that folding phone has the screen on the outside.
No, but then they also have this one.
Oh, yeah,
the Mate X2.
You're right.
It's just a regular folding phone.
But then, so they made the weird one, and then they made the trifold.
Mm-hmm. That's also Huawei.
Nobody has yet copied, but Samsung inferred at Galaxy Unpacked that they were working on one.
Big LG vibes.
And now they're making, it's like, wow.
Just trying stuff.
I wonder if Huawei and LG are anagrams.
LG.
I don't think so.
But yeah, no, they're definitely picking up where they left off. I think it's an interesting idea. It's still a small-ish phone. It's a 6.3-inch phone when you open it. So you know how some of them are like kind of gigantic, 6.7, 6.8, 6.3 open. So it's not as gigantic. So I feel like there could be a smaller crowd that's into this idea.
And the weird thing about the size is that's 6.3, but with a different aspect ratio because it's wider than most phones.
It's 16 by 10 on the interior screen.
Yeah, right.
And I think it's interesting because it's smaller opened, but then it's really compact when it's closed. And it's almost asking you to like
use it closed.
Use it a lot closed if you're okay with a really small screen. Or I shouldn't even say really small screen. It's bigger screen than like I think it's a bigger screen than a flip when it's closed, but because where it's rotated, it feels more portrait style.
Totally.
And I think that's kind of cool. I think this wants you to kind of use it half and half of closed. This wants you to use it closed more than like a flip or a Razr.
I think
is
so.
my guess.
Yeah, because it turns into like the iPad Mini.
I think it's too small to use it closed very much. I think it's similar to the Samsung situation and the Razr, where you have a big screen on the outside, but you're not really meant to use it on the outside that much. It's more just like, I want to read an entire notification without it being cropped. I want to see, like I might play a game on the outside once in a while, but that's really kind of a niche thing.
Okay, so counterpoint.
Yeah.
Clicks, Michael Fisher's brand, disclosure, our friend.
Yeah.
/ my ex-roommate. Not my ex's roommate, but my ex-roommate.
Mm-hmm.
They just released Clicks for Razr. Right. And it uses the Razr closed, and then you use the keyboard and you use the whole phone closed.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
That's even more niche.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because you attach a keyboard
Yeah.
to it. But I mean, you can do everything that you can do when the phone's open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Except watch a widescreen video.
But that's why you open it. And
Exactly.
Turn it sideways.
Yeah, I'd say that. Like, I feel like that's enough to answer a text message. It's enough to, like, if you're doing walking directions in Google Maps, I probably just want the small one that I can throw in my pocket super easily.
Totally.
I don't know.
The other thing is when you
dig this.
open it, it's already in landscape orientation. So if you start a video while it's closed, you just open it. You don't even have to turn it.
That is probably the best part. Book style.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
I think the best part of this is Huawei's getting a bunch of news coverage because they were just like, let's take a flip and rotate it 90 degrees. And now they've got an entire news cycle.
Someone had to do it first. Someone had to think of it. Nobody else did it.
Brilliant.
Also,
honestly.
the main cameras are facing you. So it's like built for selfies.
Mhm. It's fire.
Triple camera up top.
So it's going to start off as China only. It's going to be the equivalent of about $1,000, similar to like Razer and Z Flip. And it's probably not going to show up in the US anytime soon, but we get to read articles about it and admire it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also seems like if you want to take pictures of things that are not your face, you have to open it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
I mean, similar
Minor
to, like,
downside. Minor downside.
At least you
to
get a
form
giant
factor.
viewfinder.
It also will be the first phone to ship with Harmony Intelligence, which is Huawei's AI assistant.
Powered by Deepseek.
Or they're calling it their own in-house AI model powered by Deepseek or something like that.
That is an oxymoron.
I forget the exact. I'm sure the exact phrasing is in here.
Do you guys
Let
think
me
that in China, Deepseek is like a hyped brand? Because
That
it has
is
so much global
so hard
appeal.
for us to know.
Enhanced by Deepseek. In-house
I
model
see.
enhanced. In-house Pangu model.
Yeah, it's DeepSeek.
It's like if you are going to say in-house model enhanced by DeepSeek, you are by nature of emphasizing one of those, basically discarding the other. If you're going to
Hey,
tell us
listen.
it's our in-house model, oh, I'm supposed to be very impressed by that. Enhanced by DeepSeek. Oh, okay. So it's not.
That's kind of like how Siri is
Siri
enhanced
with
by
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
It's like, okay, I'm either impressed by one or the other, not both.
Yeah.
But you can pick your choice.
Siri can do basic stuff, but when you need really hard tasks, we offload that to ChatGPT.
Well, right now Siri can't do those basic things either. Maybe not till next year.
That's true.
I have one other announcement, and I want to preface this. Not announcement. Yeah.
What are you about to say?
I'm prefacing this by saying I'm 99% sure this is real, but I'm not completely sure this is real. And I'll explain why, and you guys can help me figure this out. All right. So there's a bunch of posts and very few news articles about something called Vivo Vision, which is the company Vivo. We all know they're a phone manufacturing company. They have done a lot of crazy things in the past. Were they not the first people to do like the under fingerprint?
Vivo,
The
yeah.
under-
Yeah, they were.
Years ago used to be the ones like innovating a lot of stuff that we tested before we saw them in like every other phone. But Vivo Vision is their mixed reality headset that was showcased at a conference in China last week.
Allegedly.
I'm okay. So the first time I saw this was on a post on Threads, and the video, which I thought I linked in here. Let me find the video so you can see it. Has this like very wonky, sketchy effect on it that looks like it's AI enhanced, really bad.
Look at the bottom
What
of
would
the
you
screen.
The whole bottom is just glitching out, and the Vivo Vision text is like freaking out and looks super AI. But everything else looks totally fine, right?
Yeah. Why? Okay. It looks like someone shot the video in like 16 by 8 and someone said at the last second, you need this video to be 16 by 10. And so they had to AI extend the bottom 500 pixels of the video to be taller. So the bottom of the entire video looks like it's glitching out and AI enhanced, which includes a lot of the text, but that's kind of weird.
So when I saw this, there are not very many news articles. The only website that I frequently visit that posted about this was GSM Arena, which I generally trust.
Forbes has an article about it.
Forbes has one? Okay.
Forbes has one. They all
that's
show the same two images.
Yeah. But so I reached out to a different Android reporter that I know, and I was like, have you heard about this? He said no. And I showed him the video, and he's like, I think there was a watermark on this, and that's an AI watermark removal.
Also
probably
possible.
from some Chinese publication.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And whatever this video from is just the only one we can see, not on one of those websites trying to remove
It's
that.
so sad that someone was like, I want to not attribute this publication so badly that
That
I'm
I'll-
going to mess up the video
And
and
make
make
people
people think
not-
it's fake.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think it's real ultimately, and we need to talk about how it looks because there's not a lot of information on it. But this is like if a mullah is party in the front, business in the back. This is Apple Vision Pro in the front, Project Muhan in the back, Vision Pro in the back, Muhan in the front. It is the exact same knit band and battery connector and battery of a Vision Pro.
Yeah.
And then the front,
Glass.
it looks like a higher quality material version of Muhan, where it has like a much bigger face shield, or like face padding,
Yeah.
and kind of thinned down actual like screen and sensors and stuff. But yeah,
This image has been saved so many times. It's just so compressed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like this one or two images on every single website, and then this AI video floating around. 25-second orbit of this thing. It looks kind of like Vivo saw the Vision Pro and went, all right, we're doing our own headset, heavily inspired by the Vision Pro.
yeah.
Not shocking. I definitely. So this is probably going to run Android XR, is my guess. Or they're gonna do their own
That's a very fair
software, but-
point.
When I did that Android XR video, it was kind of along the lines of, what do all the non-Vision Pro headsets run? And if you're Meta and you have your own Horizon OS, that's cool. If you're not, maybe you just use Google's new OS because it's going to work with everything. And so this is probably going to run that. And we'll see when it eventually comes out, maybe.
I
But
find it very funny that Meta was getting so hyped about making Horizon OS like the OS for headsets,
yeah.
and just nobody cared.
Did anyone else use it?
I think
guess not.
there may have been a Lenovo, or there were companies that announced they were going to use it. I don't know if any actually came out,
Yeah.
but they wanted to make the OS for, the metaverse,
metaverse.
or like,
Yes.
yeah, or these VR headsets. And I don't know if anyone actually took them up on that.
So we'll see what this ends up
I'm
doing.
gonna guess it's the Google one. Yeah,
I think so.
Android
I would probably
XR.
guess it's Android XR. So all we really know outside of this is that it was at this conference.
The Bow Forum.
Is that how you pronounce that?
I don't know how
I'm
to
very
pronounce it. Yeah, no.
BOAO
Yeah.
forum. And
It looks like a business conference. So like my guess is like Vivo wanted to show off like, look what we can make.
it looks
type
like they
of
have
thing.
like
Oh,
the video
yeah.
of it is in this little Vivo booth, which they apparently also showed off 6G advancements and the X200
no.
Ultra smartphone.
Oh God,
So
here
do
we
we
go. again.
know whether or not this is like real, or just them saying, "Look, we can make something just like the Vision
That would be
Pro"?
my guess.
This
No,
might not be
Because it's
functional.
also called Vivo Vision, which is sort of an immediate like, "Hey, we can do manufacturing exactly the same as Apple."
concept.
Yeah.
This is everything short of concept without having
Yeah,
the word
I mean,
concept in
Pump
it.
our stock.
The closest information I found on this is that there's a prototype anticipated mid to 2025.
A prototype.
Okay,
So-
can we break down that sentence?
Yes.
What is a prototype? A prototype is a pre-release, not ready for the public yet version of something that's like
Yep.
to show it. And what was the sentence? A prototype.
Okay. A unit was present at the Vivo booth to showcase the design, while the prototype is anticipated to launch in mid
The
2025.
prototype is anticipated mid 2025.
Maybe allegedly.
Allegedly.
So by
At
mid
this conference
2025,
that nobody knows if it really took place.
we will have maybe a prototype.
Announcement.
Prototypes don't always come out either. Like
No,
sometimes
right.
it's just like
No.
we're
They
messing
usually
around.
don't end up looking like the prototype.
That said,
I-
this doesn't seem too far fetched though, because if,
Vivo loves to do stuff
yeah,
like this.
and if
I feel
Google's
like.
really going to be pushing Android XR and like Muhan and everything, like you would want to have something ready to go for when they announce
Yeah,
that. So
that's
it
for
makes
sure.
sense.
It does make sense.
I blame all this prototype stuff on the video game industry because they just started pushing alpha releases of games, realized they could make money and never have to update them. And now everyone else is like, why don't we just release stuff that's broken and blame it on the people paying for it?
That's true.
I found the press release, so it is definitely real. It's definitely
Okay.
from Vivo, and it is definitely a prototype.
This is like there
Also,
are
it
more
is a
articles up right now than when I wrote this morning.
Mhm.
So it
That's
seems
crazy.
like
That's
more
crazy.
people are.
That's wild.
Dang. Yeah, it looks nice.
It does look cool.
Does
I
look
do-
cool.
I mean, I'm not excited that it has the same band that the Vision Pro didn't work very
Fair.
well.
Yeah.
That was a really grammatically correct sentence.
But
We'll
maybe,
see.
but maybe this one's a lot lighter. You know.
Yeah,
So
we'll
that-
see if they're able to innovate and do something Apple wasn't with this headset, with this band.
Yeah.
TBD.
TBD.
I don't think the hardware was the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was kind of the problem
With the Apple Vision Pro?
It
Dude,
was a
it's so heavy.
combination. The head.
Well,
the-
yeah, but if there was an amazing
Dude,
experience,
F1
people would
drivers would
just use
get-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weight was huge. But also there was no content,
And the price tag is also.
and it was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. What I heard is the subscribe button, which has been moving around for years. It used to be yellow and below the video, and now it's red and it's the left side of the video. It will continue to evolve until eventually it reaches its endpoint, and it is a crab. It's not there
Just
yet,
like all good things.
but is clearly on its way. Clearly, the color is closer to a crab.
Yeah.
It's on its way.
Oh.
I think by 2028, right around when the Cyber Tab is coming out, we'll have the crab subscribe.
The like button will slowly turn into claws and then move over to
big
the
meaty
outside
claws.
parts.
I really hope someone makes a Chrome extension that will do this for me for April Fools.
It will
please.
crawl around the page going,
All good things must come to a crab.